everybody. Jesse Russell here, Fitness Training. Just got back from the gym. Just kind of getting a little bit of a smoothie right now. A little yogurt, banana, antioxidant berry blend, and spinach. So what I did tonight at the gym is that I did a whole body workout. Now the reason why I do a full body is that because a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll get caught up and they'll say, okay, I'm going to do splits. I'm going to do a leg day, then I'm going to do a shoulder day and all that stuff. But what happens is you go for the first couple days and then you miss them. You miss the other days that might be your strong points, might be your weak points, whatever. Usually your weak points. So then what you do is that you don't go back, and then you start coming back then the next week, and then you do the same splits that you did before, and you end up doing the same days you did before. So if you skip legs or you skip shoulders, they eventually become a weak point. And then you'll sit there and you'll say, oh, well, I've been at the gym and I'm just not getting the results I want in that area. Well, it's kind of your own fault because you're not getting your whole body a workout throughout an entire week. Between 7 to 10 days, you want to be able to hit every part of your body. Some body parts will work with others, like your calves will work with leg day. Sometimes you might hit, your triceps during chest day, something like that. But what I don't do is that I don't do those splits whatsoever. I do whole body workouts. I do a lot of supersetting. So I'll do 2 or 3 exercises. I might fit an ab in every round. I'll do 3 rounds of 3 exercises. And that really gets my heart rate up. It keeps me there. It's high intensity interval training. And the reason why I do that is that it burns the most amount of calories, keeps your body warm, keeps your heart rate up and your body warm and burning a lot of those calories. And it's a good idea to hit your legs at every workout because there's so many calories in your body. Okay, a lot of people hold weight in their legs or they just don't work their legs. You're used to using your legs every day, so your legs don't really grow or they don't get smaller, they don't get what you want them to do. So when you hit legs every day, you hit a lot of calories. And sometimes I'll throw cardio equipment in there. Sometimes I'll do 2 or 3 exercises, get the cardio equipment for 5 minutes or so, and then get back to the weights. Kind of difficult to do depending logistically how your gym is established. Sometimes it's an entirely different room. Sometimes it's in the same room, but really far away. So I try to break it up and specifically say, okay, I am going to devote this amount of time right here to a piece of cardio equipment. And I usually do it between sets. So, but I always do almost a full body exercise. Like I'll do like a thruster or like a dumbbell pullover that works the majority of your upper back and your chest. So. And sometimes it's actually just based on what's available at the gym. Because when you're bouncing around and you're going to different ends of the gym, racks that you're using, weights that you're using might get used because they look like they're just sitting there on the floor and not being used, so someone just takes them. So what I try to do is make sure that I have the equipment established in a certain area of the gym where I'm gonna remain. Now it might be something as easy as taking some dumbbells over the squat rack. Maybe just doing some push-ups next to the leg extension, something like that. But I try to make sure that I hit the majority of body parts I can in a superset because it's really, really important to keep your heart rate up and burning those calories. I don't work with a whole lot of weight. I mean, generally go with about 12 to 15 reps, sometimes up to 20 per set. And that way I'm not using weights to the point where I cannot do a workout within the next 2 days. I'm not generally sore enough to do that. Now I'm not gonna be able to put muscle on like that, like you would if you did have a split. But don't think of it as the same soreness you're gonna get after a full body workout as you would if you just worked out your legs. If you just worked out your legs for an hour, they're gonna be really sore, and you're not working your legs for an entire hour when you are getting a whole body workout. So that's the reason why. I try to stick to about 15 repetitions at least for each exercise that I do. But sometimes I want to get a strength exercise in. I always start out with as many compound exercises as I can. They're called core exercises. Not core and your abs. I mean like core exercises. It should be what your workout is based around. A squat, a bench press, lat pull down, military press, whether it's standing or sitting down. those are what you want to start out with most, and then you want to get your small muscle groups. If you don't hit your biceps in any of the other exercises, which you probably will because you're doing rowing exercises and pulling, then you want to get your biceps and triceps in maybe towards the end. But you want to make sure that you're able to do all those big exercises, like like your bent over rows, your bench press, your push-ups, dips, stuff like that. But also, really only want to work out to a certain point where you can actually recover. And if you can't recover, you're going to hurt yourself. So the way that I do it is one day I'll go to the gym, and then the next day I'll do one of those outdoor workouts, maybe 20 minutes or so, using the battle ropes. I have some sandbags in my house. I have like one big duffel bag that's specifically meant, that has handles on it, stuff like that, that's specifically meant to put smaller sandbags in. I have like smaller bags that are equal about 10 pounds worth of sand, and I end up putting it in there. I'm able to do, whether I want to do push presses, military press, I want to put it on my shoulder and run with it, just sprinting exercises, stuff like that, but more cardio based. I do that because I want to stay really flexible. I don't really want to get to the point where I'm not functional. And that allows for a lot of functional movement. And a lot of people, what they don't realize is when you're training, you are training for your daily activities. Like right now, I have a son who's 3 months old, and if I have him in my hand and he's crying, he's freaking out, and I need to squat down to get some water, we have a water apparatus that allows us to use clean water. And what I'll do is I'll specifically squat down with him in my hands because I don't want to bend over or nothing like that, and I'll be able to get water. And squatting, actually doing a lot of repetitions for body weight squats and even barbell squats allows me to have that strength and endurance to be able to just do it, and it's really easy. My wife struggles kind of to do that. But so a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of just training for daily living that we do. And going up downstairs seems much easier when you are training. A lot of times people will say, why is my left hand or not strong as my right if they're right-handed? Like, well, you got to do some things with your left hand, or else you're always going to find that weakness. Now, once you first start out an exercise program, you're still going to have a discrepancy in the strength in your left and in your right hand, depending on which one's your strong hand. But what you're really going to have is you're going to have the ability to kind of bring them to the point where they're about the same strength. I mean, you're always going to have a weak hand. That's just going to happen. But when you're doing a lot of the exercises with the same amount of weight, when you have a barbell, the same amount of weight is being used. So when you actually start to get into a training program, you start to kind of balance out the strengths of your hands, and you're able to do the same amount of weight with when you're doing dumbbell curls, and it's not so hard on your left hand as it used to be, because your body's actually starting to balance out. That's one of the main symptoms of actually training for an extended period of time. There's one more thing I want to incorporate. I know I just put an ab exercise or a bunch of exercises on YouTube last week, but I don't really focus on abs so much. I know it's going to sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, but when you work out your abs, you're not really working for a six-pack. And, I mean, you might think that's what you're doing, but it's not what your results are going to be. Your results are going to be stronger abs that are able to, perform more exercise. Like when you have stronger abs, you're not going to have to bend backwards so much, or you're not going to have that arch in your back the same way you would when you're doing like a standing military press. You're not going to have the same issues doing squats. So it's really important that you actually work out your core and your lower back every workout, but don't make them at all the main focus of that workout. I mean, I actually seen people work 40 minutes of straight abs, and they hated themselves the next day because it was painful. Your abs are meant to be used every single day, so to get to the point where they're really hurting you, it's not going to be helpful. When you first start working out, I mean, you might sneeze once and it really hurts you, but besides that, your abs really shouldn't bother you to the point where it's difficult to just live your life. But also, I add some weight a little bit to my ab exercises, but you don't really need to. I might throw like one exercise in every day or two that actually incorporates weight, because a lot of times when you're doing like a weighted sit-up or a weighted crunch, or say the cable crunch, throw some plates in there, and what you do is you end up because you want to lift it so many times, you say, okay, I'm gonna do this 15 times or whatever, and you're at 12 and you stop using your abs and you're kind of using your upper body and you're jerking to the point where you're not getting any ab exercise out of it, and you're working other parts of your body, which is fine, but still, you're kind of wasting your time. You could be working your upper body doing a different exercise other than a cable crunch. It just does not make sense. So I'll do a lot of like sit-ups and stuff like that, and it's really really monotonous. That's the reason why I threw the workout up that I did. So it's a lot of different exercises. So you end up doing about 200 reps per ab workout, but you're not saying, okay, well I'm going to do 20 sit-ups, and then I'm gonna do so many leg lifts, and then I'm gonna do 20 Russian twists, and then you do 3 rounds of those 3. That's kind of boring. I like to pick like 9 to 10 exercises where I'm just going and I'm doing anywhere from 20 to 30 reps, and then I go home. I work out my abs last, and I might do cardio before or after, depending on how I feel. But yeah, that's how I do my ab exercises. Others don't. Others throw a lot of weight, and they do get results. But the thing about it is they're just not getting the results as fast as they could. And another thing about abs is something really really important, is that abs are more about burning calories, getting lean. Your abs are the last thing that's probably going to show. You're going to probably see veins. You're going to see muscles in certain parts of your body, but you're probably not going to see abs. You might see you might lose overall inches based on calories burned, but you're not gonna just be able to spot reduce your abs to the point where you do 200 crunches a night and you're gonna see abs. If you have flabby arms or big legs, it's just not gonna happen. So you really need to focus on other parts of your body other than just your core. So when we're working out at home, a lot of times that is the majority of the exercises are abs, but that's not all you're gonna be doing. That doesn't make that's not a good program to follow. Also, I think it's really important that you use endurance in your abs for everything, because your abs are an endurance muscle group. So I'll let you know a little bit more about my channel. What's going to be happening is I'm going to be doing my best I can to put out as much content as I can. But I am an online personal trainer. As you can tell from the video I posted last week, I try to train people the best I can with just writing programs. Now, it's going to be on you to complete those programs. I have a lot of experience doing it. It's 10 years doing, home-based or body weight programs, and about 3 years doing programs that are in-gym programs. So, obviously, the ones in the gym, you're going to be able to do a lot more calorie burning when you're doing weights and everything like that. But the home workouts are usually quick, energetic, and you can continue like this video, subscribe to my channel, comment, send me any questions you possibly have. Okay, we'll see you later.